Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another KonMari Declutter with me. I have really been in the mood to clean and declutter during this quarantine time, and I've loved sharing these KonMari Method decluttering projects with you to hopefully help you find your motivation as well. Today we're going to declutter my freezer, we'll do some KonMari folding in mine and my husband's dressers, declutter my bathroom cabinet, and I'm also going to tackle Kinsley's toy box, book bin, makeup, and hair accessories, even her JoJo bows, which I'm a little bit nervous to declutter. If you are excited to be decluttering with me today, then make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And now we're going to get started by pulling all of the food out of my freezer, and I have to admit this ended up being a bigger project than I had initially thought. So as you can tell, I kind of just pack everything in here with no organization, and things have clearly opened by accident, spilled all over the place, and there is just so much random crap that is just piled on top of each other in here. And I kind of knew that going into it, that it was just going to be a bunch of random stuff with no organization, but I honestly didn't realize exactly how much I had packed in here, how disorganized it was, and how dirty and messy. I did not think that it was going to be that big of a mess when I got everything out, but it definitely was. That's okay though, because it's going to make for some very satisfying before and after clips. But once everything is completely out, I've got all of the food up on the countertop, then I'm going to work on cleaning up all of the spilled food out of the bins in the freezer before I can clean and disinfect them. I'm just using a dry paper towel first so that I can try and get up all of these blueberries and strawberries and just the crumbs that are in the bottom. I figured if I sprayed it first, that would probably cause the berries to all kind of like leak their color everywhere. So I wanted to get up all of the big stuff first, and then I'm going in with my Jaws disinfectant cleaner and a microfiber cloth, and I'm going to be scrubbing everything out with that. Now at first I was trying to do it still like in the freezer drawer, but I realized that everything came out, so then I decided to go ahead and pull both of those drawers out, and that made it a lot easier for me to spray down all of the areas and clean it really well. Now, when I was growing up, my mom would have somehow found a way to fit these drawers into the sink and clean everything out with hot soapy water that way, but I am just not that talented. These drawers are big and I would definitely make a mess. I don't know how she ever did it, but she was the tidiest cleaner ever. She never made a huge mess with anything, and she always got things spotless. Again, I don't know how she did it because I definitely can't. So I'm just going to make everything work with this Jaws disinfectant cleaner and microfiber towel, and just make sure that I get that towel into all of the nooks and crannies in these drawers and the divider to make sure that I have everything completely cleaned. So I'm kind of being forced to confess something here, and you'll see why in a second. But ever since we got this refrigerator, I have never cleaned out the freezer and the freezer drawers like this, which you can tell because I just had to peel off that packing tape. I didn't realize that I hadn't gotten it when they first delivered it, and clearly I hadn't. So I was trying to clean it and I was thinking, this looks really foggy. And then I realized that it was the packing tape that I had never removed. So I finally got that off of there, got everything sparkling clean, and now I can move on to going through all of the food and seeing what is just really old, what might be expired, or whatever we're not eating, and throw all of that out so that I can have a clear picture of what exactly I'm going to need to fit back into the freezer drawers. Typically, if I were going to be decluttering food items, I would definitely make sure that whatever I'm decluttering could be donated, but you're just going to see me throwing everything into these Target trash bags, and I will be taking them out to my dumpster because honestly, everything that I was getting rid of were things that could not be donated, like leftover ice cream from Cold Stone or Buffalo Wild Wings for whatever reason that was in the freezer. So just know that's why it's being thrown away. It just can't be donated or repurposed for anything. But after I did that, I'm just going to take this organization bin that came with the freezer and wipe that down with the disinfectant spray as well. And then I'm going to put some of these drawer organizers that I got a while back from Target in here. And I'm going to try to use these to create some kind of organization system here on the top pull-out portion of my freezer drawers. In these longer bins here, I wanted to use them for all of our popsicles and Go-Gurts, and we do freeze our Go-Gurt tubes just because they last a lot longer that way. If you didn't know, you can freeze them and they'll last for like 6 months or something, and then whenever you want to eat them, you would just take them out 30 minutes before. It's perfect for packing in a lunch or taking with you if you're going on a walk. And then these other more like rectangular organization bins I'm going to use for all of our ice packs that I put in Kinsley's lunch boxes, as well as Sawyer's cake pops and ice cream cones. So we did stock up on Starbucks cake pops because Sawyer is addicted to them, and we knew that we were going to be confined to our houses for quarantine. And then on the other side of that, I'm just putting all of my Daily Harvest smoothies. I absolutely love Daily Harvest smoothies. I order them every single month, and this is not sponsored by Daily Harvest, but I do have a discount code. It's not a commission code, it just strictly gives you a discount. So if you want to treat yourself to some Daily Harvest, you can save $25 off of your order when you use code LOVINGLIFE at checkout and use the link that's going to be in my description box. But now in this bottom drawer, I'm just going to start organizing all of our meat products and lunch and dinner side options. We do also have a deep freezer, so anything that doesn't fit very well in here or any duplicate items, I am going to move over into the deep freezer. Eventually, when we don't need to be stockpiling cake pops, I will go ahead and put these hash browns up on the top in that other organization box too, just because we use them often, so having them in that pull-out drawer is a really good option for us. And then I decided to also put my Daily Harvest bowls down here. Again, there wasn't any room to put them up next to the smoothies, and I do use them as lunch options anyway, so they kind of fit into the organization that was down below. But now I'm just going to show you some before shots of the freezer and just remind you of how much of a hot mess it really was. Now here are the after shots, and you guys, this was such a satisfying transformation. I'm so proud of myself and really glad that I had the idea to use those Target organization bins because they made a world of difference on the top drawer of the freezer. Now that I'm done in here, I'm going to move on to decluttering my pajamas, but I did recently pick up some new ones on clearance at Target, so I'm going to pull those out of the dryer. I wash them first before I'm wearing them, and then I'm going to go into my pajama drawer and just pull out everything that's currently in there. Make sure that I wipe it down really well with my Jaws hardwood cleaner to get it all nice and clean before I put anything back in it. And then I'm going to start going through all of what I currently had in that drawer and just folding everything in the Konmari method of folding that I'm going to be keeping, and start making piles of things that I'm going to get rid of or declutter. So I have actually wanted to purge my pajama drawer for quite some time and replace it with more pajama sets or items that can be mismatched together to look as sets. So when I saw some of these things in Target clearance, I decided to just go ahead, pull the trigger, treat myself, do something nice for myself that I've been wanting to do for a while, and go ahead and snag them all up. And then I can just go through this entire drawer and really get rid of all of those mismatched items and old t-shirts that I have previously been wearing to bed. And you guys, when I say I've been wearing old t-shirts, I mean old t-shirts, like from middle school and high school, over 10 years old. A lot of them have holes in them and have just been worn so incredibly much that they're falling apart. So it was definitely long overdue. Plus, getting all of these sets is very satisfying when you organize them into the drawer with this KonMari method of folding. I'm telling you guys, I don't know why I waited so long to jump on this bandwagon, but the KonMari method of folding is changing my life. If you are unfamiliar with this method, it is just a way of folding all of your clothes into thirds or fourths so that they will stand up in the drawer next to each other instead of having to be stacked or laying down. This way you can see everything that you have a lot easier. It stays organized a lot easier, and honestly for me, it's making folding and putting away my laundry a lot more fun, and so I'm staying on top of that more as opposed to what I used to do, which was just leave all of my clean clothes in the laundry basket until I wore them and they became dirty clothes again. Now that I have everything folded, I'm just going to put it back into the drawer, and as you can see, this method will allow you to stand your clothes up next to each other instead of stacking them on top of each other. This does allow you to see everything that you have a lot easier, but it also allows you to fit more into your drawers and to organize them better. So I'm just doing all of my mismatched items in these first 2 rows, and then I'm going to put all of my new sets into this last row. And when I show you guys all of these before and after shots, you are just going to be amazed at the transformation. It looks so much better in here. Here's the pile of everything that I decluttered, and I will be donating all of that, but since I did my pajama drawer, I wanted to do a couple of Derek's drawers also. Now I can't go through any of these things and declutter them because he would probably have a heart attack if I got rid of any of his clothes, especially without asking him, but I do know that he wanted to keep all of his jeans and also all of his shorts and gym shorts, so I'm going to be going through both of those drawers and just refolding everything and organizing it back into the drawers using the Konmari method of folding, just to see if he likes it as much as I do, and if he does, then maybe it'll entice him to declutter his t-shirts and let me fold those this way as well to be able to completely transform both of our dressers. Now with his shorts, I was having a little bit of difficulty, so I just wanted to show you exactly what I did. Instead of folding them into thirds, I was folding them in half and then in half again, and that worked super well to get them down to the size that they needed to be to fit into the drawers the right way. And I did this for all of his shorts, swimsuits, and gym shorts. You'll see when I put them back in the drawer that the gym shorts were a little bit slippery with this method of folding, so honestly I don't think that they would stand up on their own without the support of the other shorts around them. If any of you guys have any solutions to this, then definitely leave me some comments and let me know, but either way, I love the way that the drawers turned out with this method of folding, and now I could move on into my bathroom and start working on my vanity cabinet under here. This is the last part of my vanity that needs to be decluttered and organized, and I'm so excited to finally be tackling this and getting it done. To clean this cabinet, I'm using my Jaws hardwood cleaner and a microfiber cloth, and honestly, I was really surprised at how dirty it actually was. I thought it would be just a quick wipe down, but look at this cloth. There's a lot more dirt in there than I thought. But now that I have it all cleaned out, I'm just going to put all of my toilet cleaning products back in there because I won't be decluttering any of those. And then I'm just going to go through this little box where I keep some random items, my hair products, and some random cleaning supplies. So I'm going to go through that, declutter a few things, and then I'm really only going to be keeping my hair products in here from now on. This cabinet is very small, so I'm happy to have minimized all of the products that I have in here, and now I'm just going to put a few extra bags that I use for our bathroom trash bin, and now you can see the befores and the afters, and I still think it was a total transformation even if there weren't that many things to be decluttering. This is everything that I'm going to be throwing out or donating, and now I'm just going to move into Kinsley's bedroom, and I'm going to start in here by pulling all of the toys that she has out of her toy box and sorting through all of that to see what I can get rid of and what she might want to keep that she actively plays with. This box has become a little bit overwhelming with what she's keeping in here. I know it's just a bunch of random things, and Sawyer likes to pull it all out, but they don't necessarily actively play with everything. So I'm just going to get all of that cleared out and go through it to make sure that we're not just leaving clutter and mess around. All of the toys that we're going to donate, I'm just going to throw into this bag, and then everything else I'm going to start sorting into piles. So there was some trash in here, and I'll throw that off to the side. And then the girls do play with this little boat toy very often. It comes with a little doll whose name is Sandy, so they call it the Sandy boat, and they play with it almost every single day, so we will be keeping that. And then some of these other items were just not supposed to be in the toy box, so I'm going to sort them according to where they will go, and then later on I will take them back to the places that they belong. Once I've got everything sorted, I'm just going to take that bag and some toys that belong in Sawyer's room out of here, and I'm going to grab a trash bag so that I can put the trash in it. And then everything else that we're keeping, I'm just going to put back into her toy box, and it's only a few items, so I'll just set it in there neatly before I move on to her book bin, which was the next thing that desperately needed to be decluttered. As you can see, Kinsley keeps a ton of books in this book bin next to her bed, but I haven't decluttered it in quite some time, so there's a lot that are actually a lower reading level than what she is currently reading. And in case you didn't know, Kinsley is our first grader, but she went into kindergarten a year early, which means that she's in first grade, but she should be in kindergarten right now, and she's actually reading on a middle school level. She's currently reading the Dork Diaries series, and she loves it, but it's actually for 9 to 12-year-olds, and I absolutely love that about her. I am so proud of her reading accomplishments, and I always love to encourage those reading habits and continue challenging her. But anyway, here are the before and afters of her toy box and of her book bin, and as you can see, there's not a lot left in her toy box, and I did declutter quite a bit in her book bin. We do have one pile of things that we're going to keep for Sawyer or put into the playroom, and then we have another pile that we'll be donating. And now I'm just going to move on to decluttering Kinsley's makeup and hair accessories. She has a ton of both of these types of items, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm really looking through all of them and seeing what it is that she's using and what she's not, and I'm going to get rid of everything that she doesn't use very often or anything that might be damaged or broken. I was actually really nervous to go through Kinsley's hair accessories, particularly her JoJo bows, because I know that she is very attached to all of these items, even the ones that she doesn't use or wear very often. Plus, she had just a ton of things shoved in here, so I knew it was kind of going to be a big project and possibly an emotional one, but I was pretty good with sorting through everything and really only keeping the things that she actively wears or plays with. And honestly, when she saw what I had decluttered, she did not freak out, which I was definitely expecting her to. Now, if you have made it here nearly till the end, then I know that you are my people, and I just want to take a second to say thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I actually have an exciting announcement to share with you. I have actually created my very first merch line. So I wanted my first campaign to be something that would really resonate and be impactful, especially in our current conditions. So I based this campaign on loving your life, which goes hand in hand with my channel and my channel name. But the idea behind it is that social media can often leave us comparing our real life to other people's highlight reels, and that leads to feelings of inadequacy and discontent, and we're all guilty of thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, but that is simply untrue. The grass is greener wherever you water it. And so if you want to be in love with your life, then just water your grass. I know that we all can need that reminder sometimes, myself included, so that is why I created this merch line with the slogan, water your grass. You can shop that merch line in the merch bar right below this video, and if you do happen to make a purchase, first of all, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel in that way, but second of all, make sure that you put a selfie on Instagram and tag me so that I can see you spreading the awareness of this campaign and this very important message. But that is everything that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.